Ladies and gentlemen, there are many that believe the Supreme Court decisions will cause college to plummet in this country. Now, college admissions has been down for quite some time. That is really nothing new in the country. But a lot of people seem to feel these decisions that occurred like within days apart will have a detrimental impact on college admissions ahead. There's going to be a lot of people not applying at all. So barriers are going back up for us. Students say the Supreme Court rulings on student debt and affirmative action deter them from college. So we shall see as we move forward. If people are not interested in applying anymore, it will show up fairly quick. So, the Supreme Court on Friday ruled against a plan to provide mass student debt relief, clinching a series of decisions that Americans say color says make colleges seem even less welcoming and accessible than they did before. A day prior, the High Court ruled against the consideration of race in college admissions, a practice that data shows has helped to reduce the countless barriers Black and Brown communities face in their efforts to break free from generational poverty. Now, you know what I don't like? The way they phrase this as if white people are always eligible for college and Black and brown people, they need help. This is not true. The college cheating scandal should have showed all of you they are not eligible in many cases for college, but they have always pulled this psychological game on us. And then the fact that the articles have come out about them not even doing their own classwork, they are getting work from Africans. Okay. And that's how they're getting through school. So it is time to stop trying to project this fakery. Whenever they try to talk like that to you, always bring up the college cheating scandal and what those people look like. Okay, if they were so smart and mighty and know everything, they would not have to cheat in the first place. Never let them forget that. So, taken together, students and advocates say the decision reinforced those obstacles and the sense that the US education is an exclusive club. It feels like the barriers are going back up for us. This is somebody that is Native American, and she also feels they have barriers against her people getting in there as well as far as college admission. Shortly after the Supreme Court issued its opinion on Friday, President Joe Biden announced that it hasn't given up and it will still try to relieve student loans through the Higher Education Act. So the administration also assured that those who can't make payments when the pause on student loan bills ends in October, that they'll have a 1 year reprieve on the consequences that come along with missed payments, such as reporting borrowers who haven't paid to credit agencies. So, but the process of going through the higher education is, they said, a long haul. So, although he's trying to come up with something else, it will take a while. In the meantime, people will probably have to start paying again as of October 1st, 2023. So if you do get a year long reprieve, because you're unable to pay, that will go from October 1st, 2023 to September 30th, 2024, but interest will accrue. So, what's so funny? Joe Biden has said minimal on affirmative action. He's spoken more on student loan relief than the ruling on affirmative action. I'm just saying. So the demand for Biden's original loan forgiveness proposal was significant. The application was open for less than 4 weeks, and in the space, 26 million people either applied or provided enough information to the federal education department to show that they were eligible. Of those, more than 16 million borrowers were approved for forgiveness up to $20,000. Up to 43 million people could have had debt forgiveness. And for almost half of them, 20 million borrowers, the plan would have wiped out all of their outstanding debt. That would have bridged a deep, problem in American society. So there was a survey conducted. Nearly two-thirds of the debt accrued by Native scholars was for student loans versus other kinds of debt. Young Black women, meanwhile, are the most likely to have student loan debt, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. And their average loan balance is the highest among all borrowers at $11,000. In general, women are more likely than men to hold debt, but higher incomes for men means they can pay down their debt faster than women. The St. Louis Federal, um, they said Black men and women both start out with more student loan debt than their white counterparts. And because they earn less, they pay down much more slowly. And that means gender and racial disparities in student debt just grow over time. So, mm-mm-mm. Amid the spiraling costs of higher education, Black college and university enrollment has actually dropped. It slid 22% between 2010 and 2020, or more than 650,000 students, according to the National Center for Education Statistics, then dropped another 7% since then. Data from the National Student Clearinghouse Research Center, that's what it shows. Some justices seemed oblivious to the generations of exclusion of racial minority families. That's right, because when colleges and universities started, slavery was still going on, for much of that time. And even after slavery, um, Black men and women were blocked from attending college. They were not allowed. In fact, colleges and universities had policies of not admitting Black students. So it's hard to have some type of legacy in place when you were excluded for so long before you were allowed to go. So, yeah, they made sure they kept the legacy part of it in place because that really impacts white people. They have a legacy because from day one, they've been allowed to go to college, but it was not like that for our community at all. So, both issues are deeply connected and arise from a very common evil, that it is exclusion, segregation, racial fear, and the protection of privilege. So, a lot of students gave their opinion. Many were disappointed, some over the affirmative action and the student loan debt relief and the decisions that the Supreme Court made, you know. Wow. I mean, what do? You really can't do anything to overturn, not unless somewhere down the line it's overturned. But y'all, I wouldn't hold my breath on that. I really wouldn't. If they do overturn it, I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. Mm-mm. So some people are holding out for hope. They are hoping that the process will change or they'll come up with a better one. I mean, at the end of the day, the colleges can do what they want. If they still want to admit a certain amount of people or keep diversity on their campus, they can do so. But you see, in California, when they got rid of affirmative action, the colleges are going all white. Okay. And, that's what they really want nationwide. And that's why I said, let them have their institutions. Let them have it. We don't have to be included in everything they do. Not, everything is not always in our best interests. And I just don't see it pertinent that we always be part of their institution when they don't have not one that don't discriminate against us. Not one. You couldn't name one. It doesn't exist. So, you still have that option to go to HBCUs or find alternative ways for your education. But, that's up to you, and it's up to you depending on how much debt you're willing to accumulate to get that education. It depends on how badly you want to get into certain institutions, which we know this Supreme Court decision is going to apply to all colleges and universities at the end of the day. It really is. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Do you think this is going to be a deterrent? There's a lot of people that feel it will. This is going to give um, a lot of colleges and universities a much lower admission rate. And a lot of people will just look for alternative ways to get their education. They won't seek out college um, and universities anymore. They'll just look for other ways. But what do you think? I think to some degree it will be a deterrent. It will, especially Joe Biden, and if he really can't get relief for people after promising that he would. I think that's going to be a game changer right there. I think all of it really is going to be a game changer, but that um at the end of the day, if he can't do anything after he promised something, I think that's going to make a huge difference right there. But y'all, please tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.